All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm going to say it. Close your ears. I'm Scott Charlie, otherwise known as a cow guy. Don't complain, and I let you know beforehand so you could put your your hands over yours for that one, right? So we don't get any more live hate mail, which I kind of was fun yesterday. We got some good ones too. But let's take a look at the markets, because that's really what you really want to hear. You don't care about what I have to say. We'll look at corn, quiet. March down 3/4 cent, 3 ticks. 6.52 3/4 is last. Maize down 1/2 cent to 6.53 1/4. If we move over to see what's going on in the soybeans, what's happening there? Soybeans were tacking on some gains. They're still higher, 8 3/4 cents higher in that Jan contract to 14.82 1/4. March is off 8 3/4 cents to 14.85 1/2. There you go. Soybeans lifting a little bit there off the mat. Wheat in Chicago, that's down a couple cents. March is actually off 1 1/4 cents to 7.56 even. Maize off 2 cents to 7.64. Hard red wheat in Kansas City, the old HRW down in KC. They're adding to their losses here a little bit. We're 12.5 cents lower, double digits in March. 8.48 is last. We have been about 3 1/4 cents lower than this, so we had about a 15, 16 cent loss. Maize down 10 3/4 cents to 8.42. All right, spring wheat. What's that look like? That's in Minneapolis. 7 cents lower. Well, 7 3/4 cents lower in the March, actually, in the front month. 9.11. That's just a car that I can't fit into. Also, the price of March. May is 9.05 3/4. That's down 8 1/4 cents there. All right, let's take a quick peek at cotton. See what that's doing. 92 points higher in that March contract, 81.95. As that starts a little bit of a rally, only about 15 points off the highs. And these prices are brought to us by Bar Chart. Let's bring in Todd Horowitz with Bubba Trading. Todd, thank you very much for joining the show here. He's in Las Vegas. What are your thoughts here? I mean, what do you, if the phone rings and you're talking to your customers, what are you talking about today? If it rings,
take a vacation.
Yeah,
go away. Yeah, go sell in Maine. Go away. Just go away.
Yeah, right.
You know, Scott, I'm looking at the markets right now, right? And the corn volume with an hour and 15 minutes to go, an hour and 30 minutes to go, is less than half of already reduced volume right now. Okay, soybeans and wheat are the same. There's nobody really participating because we don't have any money to spend, and yet alone we're going to get probably another tax hike somewhere. Why? Because of course we're going to keep the government open with a new bill they passed today or yesterday to extend the debt that they continue to build on. So there's like no solution at this moment, and this is a very slow time year to begin with.
Yeah, it looks as though they're going to try to spend 1.7 trillion going out the door on that omnibus bill, which that goes against everything that the Fed's trying to do, right? It's like keeping your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time.
They're trying to do wheelies and they spin them in the parking lot, or fishtails they call them.
Right.
It's a sad state of affairs, and of course, obviously, farmers are getting hurt a little bit here with the lack of price action and the higher interest rates, which is obviously not a good situation. I think that changes, probably after the first year. I don't expect to see really anything for the next 3 weeks.
You said you're bullish, though, for the grains. Can you give us a quick background of why you think that's the case?
Well, we don't have enough. Okay, there's a big shortage, and we're gonna go into a new season, and with these higher interest rates, with these dramatically higher input costs, do you think that every farmer is going to be able to plant? Do you think they're going to want to participate when they know they're putting in a loser to begin with? We're getting very close to very scary times for the smaller farmers because of the cost. When you destroy small business, you destroy the ability for small business to get money and to get supplies because they can't compete with the big guys. It makes it a lot more difficult to want to go ahead and take that risk that you would have to take normally.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more livestock with Todd Bubba Horowitz from Las Vegas after this. All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. The cow jacket means I like to talk about cows. Why don't we look and see what's happening with some of these cattle prices? Let's start with live cattle in Chicago. Live cattle, if we bring that board up, here we go. Feb's up 57 cents to 155.42. April's up 60 cents to 159.52. So not bad going on there. How about the feeder cattle? That's another interesting one, but it's quiet. Jan's up 92 cents to 183.97. March is up 42 cents to 185.10. But here's the one that gets the drum roll, and I'm glad it's the last one of the day because it gives you a good feeling. But let's take a look at lean hogs. If you're a producer, you're liking this. $3.95 higher in that front month Feb, 85.60. It's a decent bounce here, folks. April's up $3.47 to 92.60. So let's bring back in Todd, Bubba Horowitz, he's in he's in Las Vegas. Todd, a decent bounce in hogs, though. That's probably the bright spot of the day, right?
I think it's very bright. Listen. I think the livestock markets are very bright in general. I don't think there's a lot of room to go down. I just don't know how much room there is to go up. And I think if you put a 10-cent band around them all, you'd probably be in the right area. They look good. And again, I think it's obviously the economy, it holds up. We'll continue to see cattle move higher. And if it starts to fall, you'll see hogs move. And I think that's what you're watching. We really haven't gone anywhere. I mean, we've been in quicksand for about the last 6 or 8 weeks, at least, with nothing going on. And I think this is directly correlated, but volumes are dramatically lower in these as well, which again takes away from liquidity and everything else that we look for as a trader.
Well, one vote in your direction would be the fact that they've loosened those Chinese zero COVID lockdowns, and apparently the virus is just ripping through their country. But there's some folks that believe that they're going to be at herd immunity in 4 weeks, which would be fantastic for the rest of the world.
100%. Well, considering they sent it over, it would be wonderful for the rest of the world. Well, I mean, it came from China. So look, I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Because of course you and I both know that reporting out of China is never necessarily has to be accurate. So we don't really know about full disclosure. But hopefully that'll be the case, and hopefully we'll see a lot. And of course, obviously they're very heavily involved in our hog markets here with Smithfields.
That's why I brought it up. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much for all your content. That's Todd Bubba Horowitz. He's coming to us from Las Vegas. We're in Nash Vegas, where I can throw this back over to Suzanne.